Yes. Are we ready for some virtual Vin sanity? I'm excited. I'm just hoping that it runs okay. Like I said, I was really struggling with it. Earlier, I kind of forgot about all the crashing issues that I had with Themis, running it in BlueStacks. I've been making my way through this. We'll play through the cinematics. I haven't actually watched the cinematics for each of these. I was kind of saving them to react to on stream because I knew I was going to do this. So I just played through like the game portions of them. You'll see what that's like here. It's, you know, we use the term game pretty loosely. So you basically travel to like different locations like this, and then you kind of just click through these little points of interest. No, oh no, oh no, y'all, oh my god, really? Really? It's gonna be like that? Really?
Tears of Themis.
Okay. What do you got for me? Is that gonna just cause it to crash? Okay, no, all right. So literally all you do is kind of click through these little spots that describe the things you and Rosa, or you and Vin are doing on your little dates. This one is like a date at the children's hospital where Vin is volunteering. Okay, all right. We seem. We'll see. We'll give it a chance. We'll give it a chance. I can deal with a certain amount of crashing. Okay, all right, never mind. We've completed it. We've completed one phase of it at least. Oh my god. Okay, all right. Now we're at the pool. Wow, this is like a fucking epic trip here. All right, what are we doing now? Watching an elderly man fish? The ideal date. You've had fun for a while now. Take a break on the chair. Yeah, I'm fucking wiped. Okay, I'll play through the wish list, the rest of this wish list real quick before we finish up this, so we don't just get dumped into the birthday celebration. That was good looking out. Thank you, Sencha. Let's get the story on this wish list.
So you want
to fulfill my wishes on my birthday? Yeah, it's your first birthday since we became official. Okay, so one other thing, and honestly, it's a little weird to me, is that each of the birthday events seem to they kind of it's almost like they're diverging paths or like parallel universes where you're specifically dating that guy. Or maybe not all the birthday events, but there was like a Luke event that took this path kind of where you're specifically his boyfriend in it. It has a very at this point it has like a very polyamorous feel. So it's your first birthday since we became official, so we must celebrate it in the most memorable way possible. Fulfilling the wishes on your wish list is one of the many ways, don't you think? Rosa and her coy little winks. I love Rosa. She's very expressive. Speaking of wish lists, Vin was the one who suggested it shortly after the start of your new relationship. To this day, you're still impressed with how it all went down. How did it go down? Exchanging wish lists? You mean we're gonna write down our wishes and exchange the lists?
没错，更进一步来说，
Yes, to be exact, it's about writing down what we want to do together and giving the list to each other so the two of us can make them happen. For example, if you have any places you want to go with me or books you want to read together, you can write them down and I will fulfill your wishes. Yeah, as for how quickly these wishes should be fulfilled, well, we can decide for each other. That's funny because it seems like the game decided for me how quickly we could fulfill these wishes. In this heavily time-gated event. Yeah, it's more of a little surprise. What do you think? Yeah. Vin's like, we'll leave it up to you. We'll see how many of these you're able to complete in time. We'll see how often you're able to log in. Sounds interesting. How did you come up with this idea? Quite a few things that I want to do with my partner, but I've just not gotten the chance yet. So I was thinking that maybe you might be going through similar issues as well. Similar issues. I feel like you're right about that. It's true that you used to imagine what life would be like with a lover. You want someone to accompany you to visit places that are popular with couples, or to enjoy a movie that's more suited for a couple to watch together. And now you've got Vin, who always stays right by you. Can't get rid of him. And then thinking about it, you nod your head. Nod your head, just like the second Men in Black song. Okay, let's do it. Let's fucking go. Birthday hype. Shortly after that day, you and Vin exchanged wish lists, and you plan to fulfill his wishes on his upcoming birthday. Vin gently smiles as he looks at your determined face.
没问题。
Rosa does have a very
既然当初我们已经
cute, determined
约好了，
face.
一
Okay,
切就由你决定。
based on the agreement, you have full discretion over the timing. We know that's not true. It's so funny that they keep talking about the timing, because like I was saying, this event was heavily time-gated. Besides, you seem to be fully prepared for this. In fact, the time gating was essentially the main mechanic in this event. The main, like, gameplay mechanic. That's right, I started preparing the moment I got your wish list. Right? So did I. You confidently wave the phone in your hand. I have a detailed plan for each of your wishes in a memo. I've gone through them many times. I'm confident that you'll be very satisfied. Vin chuckles softly at your words.
那么
They seem to have the kind of relationship where Rosa is like
就
going to
交给
be
你
like the
安排了。
horn dog in the relationship, and Vin is going to be like a little more like, oh, please, no, like, cringe, no, like he seems like more reserved. Even though he's capable of being seductive at points. All right then. From now on, my schedule is in your hands.
我很期待
I'm looking forward to the
这个
first
有恋
birthday you
人
have
让我
planned
庆祝
for me.
的。
Yes, yes. Now that the wish list is settled, you still need to get a birthday present for Vin. Right. After giving it some thorough thought for a few days, you choose to get him a crystal wooden horse, a specialty of the Kingdom of Svart. Okay, so this is like where Vin is from. Yeah, what do you mean crystal wooden? That's the real question here, Scalding. Yeah, what do you mean crystal wooden? Partially crystal, partially wooden? We need an image of this horse. Okay, wooden horses are popular gifts in Svart. It should make a good gift. Maybe it has, I'm picturing a wooden horse that has little crystal eyes, but I can't be sure. We need details. You open a web page on your tablet and browse through the information on crystal wooden horses. Okay, here we go. Scalding, look, it is a wooden horse that is beautifully encased in crystal. Out of curiosity, I'm now going to Google crystal wooden horses myself. Just out of curiosity, does this have a real life analog? No. The answer is no. I'm seeing crystal horses, I'm seeing wooden horses. I'm not seeing crystal wooden horses. But apparently it's a traditional gift in Svart. The pattern on the wooden horse is customizable. It is extra meaningful to engrave the recipient's name into the design. It represents a unique blessing and an everlasting love. A unique blessing and an everlasting love? It seems to be a good way for me to convey my feelings to him. With this in mind, you decide to customize a crystal wooden horse with his name engraved on it. This will be your first birthday gift to him as his partner. Oh my god, they love getting like really, I don't know, I'm not gonna say weird gifts, but like our gift from Rosa goes all out, let's just say. She wants a very unique gift for each of the men in her life. After placing the order, you recall Vin's words.
我很期待
He appeared in the sky like Mufasa.
第一个生日。
I'm looking forward to the first birthday you have planned for me. First birthday. When all these wishes come true, there will definitely be a lot of great memories of us. Okay, alright, that was it. Let's proceed. Let's go on our picnic. Our first trip. It's so beautiful. You look proudly at the spot you've just decorated. A light-colored picnic mat is decorated with red maple leaves, making it a pleasant sight for the eyes. Not to mention the star of the show, food, roast chicken, fruits, puddings, all kinds of delicacies are laid out on the mat, making your mouth water. Your stomach growls right on time, deciding to make itself known. It's our first picnic and he prepared a strawberry cake while I only made a sandwich. This is so embarrassing. With this in mind, you're a little worried. However, he soon responds to you in a gentle voice. Be gentle, Vin.
味道
It
很
tastes
好。
great. This is one of your wishes, but my boring sandwich ruined it. Okay, we're being a bit dramatic here. I should have put more thought into it.
没有的事。
Do not be too harsh on
我反而
yourself.
觉得
I can see that you put a
你已
lot
经
of
十
effort
分
into
用
it.
心了。
Yeah, to me, anything with your love in it is the most precious thing in the world. He pauses. His gentle golden eyes gaze softly at you as if to comfort you. Hold up. Do we have a minor typo? Is this a minor typo? Not on my watch. His gentle golden eyes gazes. Wee woo. Typo police.
同样，这也是我
Plus, I like the idea of connecting with the people I love.
我想和自己爱的
Maybe
人
it's just me,
无拘无束
but
地
I
分
like
享
the
交
idea
流
of connecting with the people I love. That's why I put a picnic on my wish list.
无论是挑选场
I was
地
elated to
采
pick
买
the
物品
venue, shop for the
到
items,
今
and
天
enjoy
我
the
们一起
food
品
with
尝
you.
食物，都让我觉
Vin
得很开
is...
心。
If we had to rate the guys by, like, I don't know, according to gayness, I don't know. I think that is a list that Vin would top.
因为这些
All of
都
these
是
were
和
our
你在
time
一起的
together.
事。
Our time together. Beams of light shine through the gaps between the branches and into his light golden pupils. Your uneasiness dissipates and an idea suddenly pops into your head. Vin, let's make your birthday cake together this year. You said the most important thing is to connect with each other and enjoy the time together. I think it would make a great experience to make a birthday cake together. Also, I can learn how to make dessert from you. 2 birds, 1 stone. We're getting 2 birds stoned here.
当然可以，
Sure.
那就等你来
I
了。
look forward to it. Okay, what's up next? We're adopting a fucking pony. I thought this was a bit ridiculous when I first saw it, but let's see. I love this horse ranch that just has a drone, like, floating in the sky. Snowball really likes carrots. Look, she looks like she's enjoying it so much. The white pony in front of you nibbles on the carrot in Vin's hand, twitching her ears from time to time. She looks very happy. You and Vin have adopted the pony. Since she has a white coat, you named her Snowball. Basic. Although you've met her a few times, this is the first time you've ever been so close to her.
乖孩子，
Good girl. Vin is feeding a carrot to Snowball with one... Oh, it was talking to Snowball, of course. With one hand and gently stroking her neck with the other. Snowball seems to be comfortable, gently swinging her silky tail from side to side. Animals all seem to like Vin, whether it be a squirrel or a pony. He seems to have a unique charm to him. Vin's making friends with squirrels out here? He's like a Disney princess. Suddenly, Vin's surprised yelp snaps you out of your thoughts. He's yelping? Whoa. You look in Vin's direction in surprise, only to find Snowball licking Vin's cheek. She flicks her ears while licking, seeming very content to do so. Vin, on the other hand, stands there with a completely helpless look on his face. Vin! Snowball, he's not edible! My boyfriend, he's being eaten! You grab a bucket full of carrots in a hurry, calling out Snowball's name while knocking on the bucket. After a few knocks, you finally catch Snowball's eye. Finally, she leaves Vin alone and heads straight for the carrots. Vin, are you alright? Are you alright? You quickly run to Vin worriedly to check if he's okay. He's fucking fine. He got licked by a horse. Vin's eyes are filled with surprise and exasperation. His glasses, which are always clear and clean, are now covered with a layer of white mist and some smudges. Rosa has a flair for the dramatic. Your glasses are a little... Did Snowball do that?
哦，放心，我没事。
Yes,
只是
it's a bit
眼镜有些
smudged,
糊了。
but there's no need to worry. I'm all right.
我记得眼镜布
There's a
放在旁边
cleaning
的包里
cloth。in the bag, right?
This
Yeah,
is
hand me
it.
my microfiber, honey. My microfiber cloth. I'll get it. You immediately understand. You spring into action. You grab the cloth as fast as you can and subconsciously take off his glasses to wipe them for him. Subconsciously? Is this Snowball's saliva? That's what's happening here, Rosa. Rosa's usually a very like headstrong girl boss. Headstrong, she'll take you on. But every once in a while, she kind of has to act like a 50s housewife or something. Or I don't know, like she's seen a mouse and like hops up on a table going eek, eek. Like, I don't know. Every once in a while, we fall into our gender roles. I'll just wipe them a few more times. Better not let Vin know. You're so busy cleaning his glasses that you did not notice his gaze on you. Done. Let me put them on for you. Okay, sure. As soon as you look up, you meet his golden pupils. His face is so close. They're as clear as diamonds. They shine bright like a diamond. Without the barrier of glasses, his naked eyes are right in front of you. It makes him look so soft and compelling. He is a soft boy. Although this isn't the first time you've seen him without his glasses, every time you look at him up close, your heartbeat unwittingly speeds up.
你似乎
You seem pretty enthralled by me. Oh, what a fucking... Okay, alright. Vin's voice rings in your ears, snapping you back to reality. You then realize that you're still holding onto his glasses. You quickly fumble for an explanation. I was checking to see if the lenses were clean. Let me put them on for you. You gently help him put them on. Your fingertips sweep through his silver hair, creating a dazzling glow. You start to blush as you recall how you were looking at him earlier. You subconsciously... We're doing a lot of subconscious action here. You subconsciously glance over at Vin, only to find him gazing at you with a smile on his face. Huh. Why do I feel like he's reading my mind? Yeah, do you want to take a closer look and see if you're satisfied with your work? You really did see through it all. You nod with a red face, standing on your tiptoes. You two stare right at each other as you carry out the check. The tenderness in his eyes is akin to the infinite ripples on a golden lake under the sun's rays. What a fucking, simile. Vin leans down and slowly approaches you. The air sparks with so much tension that you feel like you have butterflies in your stomach. You subconsciously... They can't stop. They can't stop. You subconsciously close your eyes. Everything we do is subconscious. Whoa. However, instead of a soft touch on your lips, you're greeted by yet another surprised yelp. Oh, he do be yelping. You hastily open your eyes, only to see Snowball affectionately sticking her tongue out to lick Vin's cheek. Unexpectedly, Vin's glasses, which you have just wiped clean, become hazy again. His little laugh is very cute. Yep, yep. Looks like his glasses need to be re-wiped. Alright. Are we ever gonna hear about Snowball again? What are we doing with this adopted pony? That's a huge responsibility, y'all. Where are you keeping this adopted pony? I mean, they're rich. We've established that they've got money, but let's move on. Let's throw a drift bottle. Casting a drifting bottle into the sea is so romantic. On a beach in Stellis, you take out a note with your heartfelt wish written on it and put it into a drifting bottle. This is one of the wishes on Vin's wish list, to cast a drifting bottle into the sea with you. Vin is next to you, looking out at the vast expanse of the ocean. It is romantic indeed. It's a tradition in Svart. This is how we do it in Svart. A tradition. Yes, any couple that cast drifting bottles together will be blessed by the sea. Legend has it that a fairy living in a drifting bottle fell in love with a human girl. Fairies can live forever while humans cannot. Svart sounds like kind of Scandinavian, where they have based on this one sentence, Svart sounds kind of Scandinavian, where they have a more widespread belief in fairies. The human girl died shortly after. This does sound like kind of a Scandinavian folk tale. Her last wish was to be buried at sea. The fairy agreed. He sealed himself in the bottle as well so that he could be with his love forever. Damn. Grim. This is the origin of the symbolism of drifting bottles, to never ever be apart. Okay. I had no idea, so that's where it comes from. Looking at the bottle in your hand with your wishes in it, you suddenly have an idea. Hold on. You squat down and cup a small handful of sand into the bottle. You proudly wave the bottle in front of him. Look, why did you put the sand in? Well, the story you just told gave me the idea. Stellis is the place where we met and fell in love. This sand is from Stellis, so it's part of the city. I hope that the sea will not only witness our wishes, but also our everyday life in Stellis. I see. So the sea will be the witness of our life in Stellis. Witness me! Vin's gaze on you grows increasingly tender. His lips curl up into a smile and he gently takes your hand in his. Let us tell the sea about the story of our past, our present, and our future in Stellis. The familiar warmth from his palm makes you feel incredibly comfortable and at ease. Okay, shall we set it free now? Vin nods. You hold his hand tightly with one hand and throw the drifting bottle into the sea with the other. Oh, we got a little splash. We got a little splash sound effect there. The bottle glistens in the sunlight and splashes into the sea. It's drifting further and further away. It's carrying our wishes to the far ends of the sea. Yep. Looking at the bottle, you subconsciously lean towards Vin, and he gently wraps his arm around your waist. The subconscious count? 4, I believe. 4. Okay, our drift bottle has been thrown. It's time to go to the restaurant of Svart. Now, are we in Svart? Did we take a... Oh no, it's a new Svart-style restaurant. A waiter is serving you a unique-looking dish. It's a Svart fusion joint. There are rows of fish cakes covered with grilled cheese, garnished with some green sauce and red tomatoes on the side. Goddamn, I'm getting hungry. I'm getting hungry now. I'm officially getting hungry. Vin seems to be lost in the cuisine in front of him. Is this snowleaf fish cake? After the waiter confirmed his thoughts, he cuts a piece and puts it on your plate. Fish cakes are best while they're hot. Here, try it. You nod and take a bite. How is it? Are you okay with the flavor? All right. I'm gonna say I'm not used to it and just see how you respond. I'm not sure about that. It must be authentic though, the kind that the locals like. Yes, it's one of Svart's delicacies. Its name comes from a special spice in it, snowleaf. Snowleaf has a strong, bitter taste. Most people find it hard to enjoy on their first try. The owner of this restaurant is from Svart, so he has them delivered from there. He swaps the fish cakes with the dessert you like. You do not have to force yourself to eat it. Have more of the dishes you like. Did we just arrive here and order one of everything? His words make you wonder. What about you? Do you like it? I guess. I loved it when I was a boy. I guess. I think I liked it mainly because I did not get to have it every day. Why? Isn't it a famous specialty? What's a specialty? That's what makes it special. You don't have it every day. My childhood diet was strictly managed. All my meals were customized, and they were all that I could eat. Since we cannot go back in time to experience each other's life journeys, we can recreate the memories through certain meaningful items. Now that I think about it, it's actually quite fun. Recreating memories. You ponder for a while before speaking seriously. I'd like to share something with you too. What is it? Vin slightly shakes the drink in his glass, looking at you expectantly and playfully. What about subconsciously? Now, for example, I want to take you to the store and try the food I loved. Just like what the snowleaf fish cake means to you, I have something that means the same to me, and I want you to try it. I've got a few places in mind. Let's go after we fulfill all your wishes. Okay, I look forward to it. Okay, all right, we're back on our volunteer grind. Let's get back to it. Okay, come on. Don't fuck me. Don't fuck me like this. No. Oh, okay, all right. Today is the last day of volunteering at the orphanage. Vin has finished all the consultations scheduled. It's finally quiet in the clinic with just you and Vin. How do you feel? Tired? A little bit, but I'm happy that I could do something for the children here. For the kids! Look, they gave me this. You happily take out a glass jar full of colorful origami from your bag and hand it to him. There are all kinds of origami. Stars, butterflies, airplanes, so on. The rest? Yeah, Vin checks out the jar, reads the crooked words on the colored paper tied to the mouth of the jar. Thank you, I wish you a happy day every day. This is their way of showing appreciation. I know, I'll treasure it. You can't help but feel a little emotional when you think of their happy faces in the past few days. Every once in a while, the dialogue is like, one of the guys will say something, or, Rosa will say something like that, that'll make them seem kind of like an alien, where it's like just a sentence you would probably never say, but it's like, and again, I have to think that it comes across a little more smoothly pre-translation, but something like that where it's like sort of stating for the audience or something like, this is how they show their appreciation. Like, yeah, no shit. Like, I didn't know that chatting with them, the kids, and playing games with them would make them so happy. When you invited me to come along, I was worried I would mess things up. You know that's not true. You prove that you're irreplaceable. He opens the clinic records on the table and shows them to you one by one. Compared to the previous experience, it was more efficient this time. I love an efficient clinic. Very romantic. I believe it was because of your infectious enthusiasm. Rosa's infectious? Get her out of here! Oh, she's infectious with enthusiasm. I guess that's all right. Yes, specifically your ability to love and be there for others.
缺少在正
The
常家
children
庭
here
中成
did
长
not
的
get
机
to
会，
grow up in normal
也
families.
缺
They
少
lack
亲
the
人的
love from
关
their
爱，
families, so
所以
they're
会格
extra
外
eager
渴
for
望
it.
这些。同时，
Also, they're
他
more
们也
likely
更
to
容
have
易出现心
psychological
理问
disorders,
题。
which is why I volunteered to
这正
run
是
a
我
free
想了解
clinic here in
的
the
初
first
衷。
place.
我希望多研究下这样
I
的
want to
病
learn
例。
more about such cases in order to
尽可能减少
prevent
类似情况发生。
similar situations from happening.
不过，
But there
作
are
为研
areas
究
where
者
I'm lacking as a
我也有
researcher.
欠缺。
He pauses and smiles somewhat helplessly. Because of my past, I do not consider myself to be someone who can be a gentle companion
但
to
对儿
others.
童的治疗来
However,
说，
showing
或许
empathy is a more
共情是
effective
个更有
approach when
效
it
的
comes to
方法。
children. Empathy.
嗯。
Yes,
虽
it's
然我
hard
很
for
难
me,
做
but
到，
not for you.
但你不一。我想，
I'm
如果
sure
有
that
你
the
围着他
therapy
们，
will be
应
more
该会
effective
产生
with you
更
by
好的
their
治疗
side.
效果。
Did I achieve the goal? Can we check this off the list?
甚至比我预想的
Do I
更好。
receive my S chips? Much better than expected.
每次和你在
Every
一
time
起
they，were with you during the
孩子
session,
们
they would
总是
open
能
up.
敞开心扉。每次我们回
And
去
every
的时
time we
候，
leave, they would hold onto
他
your
们也
hand,
总
not
是
wanting
依依
you
不
to
舍
go.
地牵着你的。这样的细节还有
There are
很
many
多。
more happenings like these,
我认
and
为
they are the reasons that I
这
believe
正
in.
是你独特的魅力所在。
Is that why you wanted me to come along?
这只是一部分。
Partially. The sunset shines through the glass into his eyes, reflecting a soft glow.
除了这些，
There's also a
对我个
personal
人来
reason.
说，
I want to be
也希望
with
是
you
你认识更多的
24/7. Okay, well, slightly creepy if taken literally, but
所以
I get what you mean.
下次也
Could
和我
you
一起
come
来
with
吧。
me again next time? As your eyes meet, you read each other's minds. You take his hand and nod solemnly. Of course, anytime. Okay, here we fucking go, y'all. It's time. This is the birthday. Vin, how did you get your roses to look so good? Teach me, please. Teach me, Dex. I don't know why teach me just triggers in me this scene from Dexter, like I believe the second season of Dexter, where this guy is trying to get Dexter to teach him like his ways of vigilante murder, and he keeps going, teach me, Dex. Looking at the unsatisfactory decorations after your repeated efforts, you ask Vin for help. As planned, you and Vin are making this year's birthday cake in his kitchen. You've watched a lot of videos on how to make a beautiful cake, but your hands-on experience tells you that there's a huge gap between the finished piece and the one you expected. This is actually very basic and simple to do. Looking at the vivid, lifelike roses he made, it makes you feel embarrassed. If his is called basic, then mine would be called garbage.
不过，
I think a hands-on
比起
experience is
单纯的
better than
讲解，
plain instruction.
还是
Get
带
your
你实际
hands
操
on me. Huh? A hands-on experience? My eyes dart back and forth. Give me your hand. You subconsciously hold out your hands, and in the next second he covers them with his. I wonder if this isn't a new thing, if they do use the word subconsciously like this much, but I never noticed it because, you know, maybe I don't notice it as much when I'm not reading it aloud, but I think when you read stuff aloud, you tend to pick up on things like that more often.
我带着你做一次。
I'll take you through the process once, and maybe you'll get the hang of how it should be done. Okay. His low body heat. That's a new detail about Vin that I don't think I was aware of. His low body heat spreads through the back of your hands to your entire body. We love a cool boy, right? We love a boy who keeps it cool internally. Causing your heartbeat to accelerate. He guides your hands smoothly and firmly, slowly framing the cake.
看好，
Vin says, watch. Okay. The warmth of his breath. Oh, that's where all his warmth goes, into his breath. Leaves the body through the breath. I don't know why I got so hung up on that. It comes from behind your ear. He's blowing on my ear. Ticklish, making my breath grow uneven. You have to keep reminding yourself to focus on the movements of his hands. Focus, Zan, focus. The kitchen is so quiet that all you can hear is your heartbeat. Sometime later, he finally lets go of your hands.
好了，
Done. Following his voice.
蔷薇的做法就是这样。
I accidentally clicked through. Fortunately, we can review. Following his voice, you see a blooming, lifelike rose on the cake. This is how you make a rose. That's how you fucking make a rose. Got it?
还是说，
Do you want to practice a few more times? You can still feel Vin's warmth on the back of your hands. Wait, is he warm or cool? What's going on here? Your cheeks flush red, and you subconsciously, subconscious count 6, I believe. Give a light nod. It might be 7 even. I think I'll try practicing a few more times. I want to try the tulip one too. She looks so like, I love her. I love Rose's expressions. I love her determined expression, her kind of, her slightly annoyed, her wink, her All right. He takes your hand once more and starts forming a tulip, petal by petal. The rich cream, or the incredibly lifelike flower, makes you smell an enticing sweetness lingering in the room. We love the smell of Vin's cream, don't we, folks? A few minutes later, the nice-looking cake is finished. When everything is ready, you take out the gift you carefully prepared and hand it to Vin. Vin, happy birthday. Oh, this is a crystal wooden horse, or a wooden crystal horse. I can't remember the order. A crystal wooden horse. Vin unwraps the present and a small, cute, crystal wooden horse appears before his eyes. It is pretty cute. And it says Albert on it. Wait a second. Is that Vin's actual name? The horse is beautifully painted, making it look even lovelier. The moment he sees it, Vin shows a rare look of surprise. A crystal wooden horse? This is such a funny, I don't know, it's a cute gift. It's like the kind of gift like I would like usually think of like, you know, we're giving it to like an like one of our like an aunt or something like that who collects like an aunt who collects like, you know, weird like little knickknacks and stuff. She's like it's like, oh, that's our aunt who we always get her a crystal wooden horse for her collection, right? What do you think of our crystal wooden horse, Vin? He takes out the horse, looks at it carefully. His eyes finally rest on the pattern on the horse. He's like, you got the wrong one. I'm sorry. I take my collection very seriously, and this one is not up to par. The pattern. It's your name, Albert. I see. How did you come up with the idea? Something from Svart, is it not? I looked it up and found that carving people's names on the wooden horses can bring them good luck. I always just assumed Vin was short for Vincent. Silly me, like. But okay, all right. Vin's story quest spoilers, and because I swear I don't think they've mentioned that in the main story. That must be specific to his personal story. You can't help but blush, having trouble getting the next words out of your mouth. It's a way to convey your love to me, right? Yeah, I knew you'd know. Realizing that he knows the symbolism of the gift, you muster up the courage to tell him your feelings. This wooden horse is a specialty of Svart. I know that you may have seen many of these before, but one from your girlfriend should mean more to you, right? Of course, anything from you is unique to me, especially this one. He gazes at the crystal, glittering in the sunlight. His eyes fill with indescribable emotions. We're not gonna describe it. We're not even gonna try. Don't ask. They're indescribable. I've seen a lot of crystal wooden horses since they are a specialty of Svart. But to me, they were just toys people around me bought in bulk. They're no different from ordinary toys. I've seen people give them to their families or loved ones as gifts, but none of them really belong to me. I've read about its symbolism in books, but I never thought it would have anything to do with me. Growing up, I thought it was just an insignificant item, but today, I see the meaning of love and the blessing it carries for the first time. You showed it to me. It'll erase all my unpleasant memories of the past and make it so that they will matter no more. We can fix him, y'all. Vin leans closer to your face, which has a clear reflection in his bright golden eyes. Under his gaze, you worry no more. The only thought in your head is to convey your heart to him. So you reach out and caress his cheek. I'll always be there for you. Vin's eyes move slightly, and the next second, he bends down to kiss your lips. His fresh breath wraps around you, making you a little dizzy. Be careful with that breath. You leave all your shyness behind and respond to him passionately. For a moment, you wish that time could pause on this warm day at this specific moment. The day may be warm, but the boy is cool. Let's claim our rewards. Hey, cute, cute, cute. But yeah. Let's put on the Vin's bedroom background. Very cute. Give me my daily affection, Vin. I do like pulling his glasses down. A little light bully. Let's see, are there any other grabbables? There we go. All available affection earned today. Okay, so I'm sorry, I didn't even see which. Oh wait, did the poll not run? Oh wait, I didn't catch who won the poll. Did any of y'all catch? Why am I not seeing it now? Oh, here we go. View results. Here we go. It's false tears. Okay, nice. All right. Sounds good. Yeah, we gotta know, right? We'll see. We were kind of curious about this one. False tears, which, you know, the cards have their evolutions. This one starts out as Vin crying. You're comforting him. And then the third one, the final evolution, he's making this incredibly sus face and breaking the fourth wall, making eye contact with the player. And it's like, what is your game here, Vin? We've also kind of talked about how he comes across as sus in the start of the game when you first begin your adventure. So yeah, we're gonna find out. Let's get into it. We were waiting for Vin outside of the lecture room. The hallways are pretty empty. There are not many students. Vin's classroom is the only one that's full. Dr. Richter must be really popular with the students for them to be at his lecture on a Saturday morning. Yeah, he's got a chili pepper on Rate My Teacher. You know it. As you admire Vin's popularity. Sorry, I was just admiring your popularity. The class bell starts to ring. The bells are so nostalgic. Zan. Vin's voice comes from behind. You turn around and see him fighting his way through the students. His ironed coat wrinkles from all the shoving around. You wrinkled his nicely ironed coat. You fucking students? Sorry to make you wait. No. Actually, you realize that you have an opportunity to pull a prank on Vin, do we now? Prank his ass. Should you prank him? I say yes. You decide to tell him you've been waiting for a long time. I've actually been waiting for a long time. My feet are a little numb. Let's dom his ass. This is all my fault. I should not have asked you to come in the afternoon. Come and rest for a bit. I'm just kidding. I got here not long ago. Hell of a prank. Hell of a prank, y'all. I think it's you who needs a rest, Dr. Richter. It's not tiring at all. And I am at ease seeing that you were so energetic. I am at ease seeing you are so energetic. I love... By the way, Dr. Richter, this is for you. You take out 2 violin concert tickets from your bag and hand one to Vin. You went to pick up the tickets? Yeah, I know you said to wait till you got out of class to go together. But I passed by the music hall on the way here, so I decided to just go and pick them up. I should have prepared the tickets ahead of time and brought you straight to the concert. He smiles towards you apologetically, then puts away the tickets. It was poor planning on my part. Poor planning? The reason I suggested that we pick up the tickets together is so that I could have a little more time with you. We do not get to see each other very often. Due to work reasons, you and Vin usually only get together once a weekend. The atmosphere becomes a little flirtatious after what he said. Vin raises his arm and glances at the dial on his watch. There's still some time before the concert. Would you like to take a walk? Sure, the music hall is not too far from here. We can take our time and walk there. You and Vin arrive at the music hall. The performance begins shortly after you two are seated. You are completely taken away by the music the instant the concert begins. Especially by the young violinist Zoe Nelson, who lights up the atmosphere the second she sets foot on stage. Any Zoe heads in the chat? You and Vin are completely blown away by the performance. Walking shoulder to shoulder next to Vin, you can't help but begin humming the tune from the concert. You seem to really like the concert. Looks like I made the right choice. Yeah, I even got to listen to Caprice number 24 today. But it was a shame that even a musician like Zoe wasn't able to perform the piece to the fullest. After all, this piece from Niccolo Paganini embodies the most complicated techniques of the violin. Grasping the essence of it is no easy feat. No, yeah, I'm slightly, ever so slightly familiar with this artist. Hoyo missed the chance to flex their music. I know, right? I do really like the music in Themis, but it doesn't. I gotta say, it doesn't like go hard, quote unquote. It's very gentle, but it's really nice vibes. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe someday it'll get a similar treatment to like Honkai and Genshin. But it does feel like it's, you know, not quite in the same ballpark, you know. Yeah, Niccolo Paganini. I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced. The main reason I know of this violinist, of this famous classical violinist, is he was known. You can't claim you knew the first name. You know, I'm not sure. Maybe I would have been able to produce it, but I remember being interested in them because you know, I used to be a guitar nerd back in the day. I still play guitar, but very casually. But when I was a teenager, I took it super seriously, and I was like just a sponge. I was like absorbing as much like information as I could, and I was really into some like very technical like instrumental guitarists. And one of them was known for like one of his like fastest, craziest tracks was known for being based on like one of Paganini's caprices, one of his insanely complex violin works. So I kind of learned of him through that. Anyway. Yeah, if only Juno was still around, she should be able to play it even better. Juno. Wait, Juno. Occasionally they make references in. I'm like, do I know Juno? Occasionally in the card stories and stuff, they'll make references to stuff that happens not just in the main story, but in the characters, in the personal stories. You don't know who Juno is either, Cetra. Okay, all right. We must assume that this is someone from Vin's personal story because neither of us have played it. It's gotta be. Oh wait, no, Vin doesn't know either. Okay, Vin doesn't know either. All right. Vin has a confused look on his face. He'd been living abroad and probably wasn't aware of the incident. Okay, all right, she was my idol and also Zoe's previous partner. They used to be called the Violin Duo. All right. So I think this is being established in this story. It's a long story, it would take a while to explain. You can grab a cup of coffee and sit down. You can tell me all about it if you're willing to share. All right. You and Vin found a coffee shop and ordered coffee. You begin to tell him Juno Watson's story. It happened a couple years ago. You were still living abroad, I think. Vin nods his head. That year, Zoe and Juno were to participate in an international competition as rivals for the first time. And right before the competition, an accident happened. Juno pushed Zoe off the second floor of the banquet hall? Wait, what? Vin, that was grim. The reports back then did not mention the actual location. Why does Vin know about it? Wait, what? That was true? I thought Vin was making a sick joke. Before you can finish, Vin shakes his head helplessly. Juno is a patient of mine. She told me about Zoe. It seems like maybe you shouldn't be sharing this information then, but it's still surprising hearing Juno's name and her past with Zoe from you. The news said Juno was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and will be receiving long-term psychological care. I never knew that Juno's attending physician is you, Dr. Richter. Is Juno doing well? She's recovering quite well. You'll be able to see her at the next violin competition. Honestly, I miss going to see classical music performances. I may have talked about this on the stream at some point, but when I was in high school, my last 2 years, I was dual enrolled at this community college, and it was a community college that actually had a really like well-known and like successful like, I don't know, orchestra. They were very renowned, and if you attended this program there, the collegiate program they called it, the dual enrollment program, you got free tickets to any performance, and most kids did not take advantage of it because, you know, boring. But I took every chance I got to go to those, and they were a lot of fun. I had one friend who was down to go to them with me. And we always had a great time. I always like really treasured those events. All right, so that's great. I can finally see her again. Is she making a comeback? Hearing about Juno makes you so emotional that you can't hide your excitement. No, she's not doing it to make a return. She's doing it to see Zoe again on the stage. To see Zoe. Yes, they were both disqualified due to the accident. It's been a regret for Juno. It was cute, scalding. Also, it was especially cute, I think, because this dude probably had a big crush on me in retrospect, and I liked him a lot. I thought he was really sweet. We were really good friends, but I'm sure they were very special nights to him as well. So Juno wants to return to the competition stage to fulfill her dreams of competing against Zoe. No, she does not care about the competition as much as you would think. She just feels terrible for the mistake she made when she lost control and wants to make it right. Goddamn, yeah, I didn't even go back to like address it really. I was so taken aback, but yeah. So she really did push her off a roof or out a window or something. All right. He seems to have remembered something, pausing for a moment before continuing. Bipolar disorder affects patients' cognitive abilities. They often suffer from illusions as well. Illusions, Michael. Any violent or self-harming behavior is possible under these circumstances. I knew you would not misjudge Juno, but I'm obliged to take a clear insight of the accident that took place. Dr. Richter, Juno being a patient of yours must mean that her condition is quite severe, right? Vin founded a research center in Stellis. It conducts disorder researches and takes on difficult cases. Only patients with extreme cases of psychological or mental issues are sent in hopes of getting help. Yes, her case has gotten much better. As long as she's not provoked, she's just as normal as anyone. The only thing left on her mind now is Zoe. I see. You let out a long breath and You let out a long breath and organized your emotions. All right, this is past tense. I was about to call typo police, but I don't think it's warranted. Dr. Richter, if possible, can you extend my well wishes to Juno? I hope that she can quickly overcome her disorder and make up with Zoe. Sure, no problem. After chatting at the coffee shop, Vin sends you home. Run along home now, dear. Anyway, after getting home, you begin searching for information about the violin competition. You thought Juno's return would make people excited. However, it's a complete slugfest online. Juno joining the competition has rallied fans, making her the hottest search online, taking away Zoe's top spot. Some Zoe fans even publicly stated that they actually like Juno more, causing even more chaos. Damn, all right. You scroll down at the bottom and a new account post catches your attention. First time chatter. Just a bit of conspiracy theory here. I think Juno was set up by Zoe back then. Zoe is envious of Juno. It doesn't matter how talented Zoe is. She's lazy. She'll never be Juno. She's just afraid to lose to Juno. You would like to think that like the classical music fans would like have a little more composure than this, but it just goes to show. As you ponder about the two remarks, your phone suddenly starts to ring. After picking up, you can hear Vin's voice, tinged with a hint of mirth. What are you mirthful about right now, buddy? Zan, sorry to bother you this late. You're no bother, and I don't sleep this early anyway. After hearing what you said, Vin lets out a few soft chuckles. After sending you home, I went to see Juno and extended your regards. She was very thankful and also very moved. If you're available, she would like to meet you. Would that cause any trouble? Helping her maintain a happy mood is also part of the treatment. No need to worry. You can come visit Juno anytime you like at the research center. I'm free tomorrow. I'll arrange a meeting and send the information to you later. See you tomorrow. Let's fucking go. Act 3. You walk into Vin's research center and found him standing in the hallway. All right, I think we are having tense issues here. We walk into Vin's research center and found him standing in the hallway waiting for you. Sorry to make you wait, Dr. Richter. Are we meeting Juno right now? Yes, but I will be accompanying you the entire way. Accompanying me to prevent Juno from being stressed out? I don't know why I read that so incredulously. Accompanying me? Vin nods his head. Nod your head. Before you see Juno, I want to ask you something. Wait. When are we gonna get our first subconsciously? Are we gonna? If I didn't already have a prediction running, I would make a prediction for, do we see subconsciously in the next 30 minutes? Do you know how Juno developed bipolar disorder? Yeah, the news said that she's been under tremendous psychological stress from practicing the violin all these years. Do you actually believe a talented violinist would feel that practicing the violin is a burden? I gotta watch myself sometimes when sometimes I gotta like let the text finish before I start reading, because sometimes I'll start reading while the text is like still like, you know, typing itself out, and it leads to me doing like basically a Christopher Walken impression. I feel like because like it leads to me doing like weird pauses and stuff where I'm like, why do you say like I don't know. That's just what it reminds me of. Historically, I've said that I'm not good at doing a Christopher Walken impression, but maybe that's the key. What do you mean, Dr. Richter? When people look at their idols, they always envision them of being perfect. Envision them of being perfect. All right, I'm not gonna ponder that one too hard. When a new violin star suddenly appears, people will think that she must be a genius or a prodigy. But the truth is not so. What? After her first performance, she was labeled as a genius, her hard work completely erased. Fans in the media gave all the credit to her being talented and began having illogical expectations of her. Not only is this ironic, it also brought on a ton of pressure for her. But I'm guessing that your reason for idolizing Juno is different, right? We can only react in punctuation right now. Judging by your reaction, I presume that my assumption is correct. Yeah. I've learned the violin for many years before Juno became my idol. Rosa plays... She's a multi-instrumentalist. She also plays guitar. She's just insanely talented. During that period, I grew weary of the instrument I once loved. I had no motivation to practice. It wasn't until I saw Juno practicing one time. Her fingers were bleeding, yet she continued to play. It was her love for the violin and her drive to reach the top that moved me. The power to move you. It is good that Juno has a fan like you, who's been validating her hard work all this time. You and people like you are the reason that Juno actively cooperates with treatment and refuses to give up. Vin looks at you with warm eyes and a slight smile. You can see guilt in Vin's smile. Maybe he's noticed that what he said is quite heavy. I'm sorry, did I... Thank you for telling me this, Dr. Richter. I feel even more eager to meet Juno now. Yes, we should head over now. You nod and catch up to Vin. You and Vin arrive at the room. You can hear the melodic tunes of a violin. However, as Vin opens the door, the music stops. The young woman, standing in front of the window, is smiling and looking towards you and Vin. Oh, I'm sorry, but you're not important enough to get an actual rendering. Being this close to a past idol of yours, you have no idea what to say. Even if you're a famous violin idol, that doesn't guarantee you'll be rendered. Her laughter breaks the silence. Dr. Richter, is that Zan? Says Juno. Yes. Yesterday, you said she would come visit, and here she is. Juno smiles at you, rests her violin on the bed, and walks towards you. Her dress has a round collar, allowing you to clearly see the dent on her collarbone. It must be a mark from practicing the violin for hours on end. I never thought about it, but damn. You know, that makes sense. Hello, Miss Watson. My name is Zan. I'm an attorney and a big fan of yours. No need to introduce yourself in such a serious manner. All right, what's up, home slice? I'm Zan, or whatever. You extend your hand, and Juno quickly takes hold of it. The thick layer of callus on her fingers reminds you of the time she continued to play, even while her fingers bled. Thank you for still remembering me. We stan a calloused queen. It's not just me. A lot of people still remember you. Everyone is waiting for you to return to the stage. Hearing what you said, she gives out a small, embarrassed laugh. Really, I guess they're going to be disappointed then. Entering the competition is not my comeback. Don't call it a comeback. I just want to tell her that I'm sorry. Juno suddenly turns around and looks at Vin as if she's about to ask Vin a question. At that moment, someone knocks at the door. Come in. It's Vin's assistant at the door. He doesn't even get a name. I apologize for interrupting. He hesitates as he looks towards Vin. Sir, Dr. Richter, sir, there's a lady at the reception. She's asking to see Juno. However, she refuses to sign in. She's only told me her name, Zoe Nelson. Before Vin has the chance to reply, Juno rushes towards the assistant. Did you say Zoe? She's here to see me? I'm sorry, that's... I don't think that's how that should have been read. She's very excited and nervous at the same time. Can I see her, Dr. Richter? This is the first time she's come to visit me. Has she forgiven me? You can see her, but I have to be there for the process. But I really just want to be alone with her. There's so much I want to say to her. However, Vin just shakes his head. His expression becomes cold and he falls silent. A heavy feeling suddenly overtakes the room. Juno's eyes are tearing up and she looks very disappointed. Fine, you can meet with her alone. Vin's attitude loosens up, probably because of his compassion for Juno. But I need to speak with Zoe first. I need to assess the risk. It's my responsibility to do so. We used to be such great friends. She would never hurt me, and I won't ever hurt her again. Please, Dr. Richter, I'm better now. Seeing her won't be a problem. Juno begins to beg. Zan, help me convince Dr. Richter. You do sympathize with Juno, but Juno, it's best that you listen to Dr. Richter. This is for both you and Zoe. I will arrange for you to meet in the reception room. Surveillance cameras there will help avoid some risks. You thought Vin would persist on the matter, but Juno's begging made him change his mind. That's wonderful. Thank you. I got one more favor to ask. Can you help me buy a bouquet of flowers? I'd like to give it to her and apologize. Wait, what? Like, she's like here, right? Do you mean like from the hospital or gift shop or? Sure. Juno went ahead with the assistant at the reception room as you and Vin head out to buy the flowers. Okay, so we're just gonna go out and get them. All right. The two of you notice someone sitting on the bench in the resting area. It's Zoe Nelson. Miss Nelson. Let's see her silhouette. Zoe has a frown on her face while looking at her phone. She didn't even notice the two of you approaching. She's startled and jumps to her feet. She puts away her phone and looks at you two nervously. I wasn't playing Genshin Impact. You catch a glimpse of her phone as she puts it in her pocket. Everything's arranged. Go buy online traffic. Interesting. Zoe composes herself and pays no attention to you. She looks straight at Vin. You must be Dr. Richter. Can I see Juno now? She's in a rush, but it's different from Juno's anticipation. Anticipation. I'm not slurring my words. This is merely my second truly. Juno's waiting for you in the reception room. A nurse will be here to take you there momentarily. But since I bumped into you here, I must confirm the purpose of your visit today. Huh. I just want to end everything once and for all. Juno's sudden announcement of entering the competition has gotten everyone talking about our past. I just want to get this thing over with. That way it won't affect either of us. Zoe sounds cold. As cold as Vin's body temperature. I see you have 20 minutes for this meeting. Vin is like, he's in guardian mode. He's like, I am sorry, but I'm getting bad vibes. Vin waves his hands and a nurse comes over. She then leads Zoe towards the reception room. Zoe's attitude doesn't feel right. She's Juno's best friend and she didn't even ask about her condition at all. Does she even care about their friendship? Time changes many things, including relationships. I can treat Juno's disorder, her trauma, but I cannot help her repair a broken friendship. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm not that kind of psychologist. Maybe their friendship ended with the accident. No one asked or commented on how Zoe is after being pushed. I know, right? I was actually kind of forgetting who it was that got pushed. Because of the way they were addressing it or not addressing it. Vin smiles and pats your shoulder to comfort you. We should go get the flowers. Yep. You and Vin arrive at the florist near the research center and pick out a bouquet of yellow roses for Juno. Yellow roses, curious. I happen to know roses, like there's like a lot of symbolism in flowers. Roses in particular, historically have a lot of symbolism in the color. When you give someone a rose, there's like meaning associated with the various colors. And yellow in particular, correct me if I'm wrong, but yellow is associated with infidelity, was what I remember reading. Yellow rose, meaning. Okay, wait, where did I get that information from? Now, Google's telling me it means friendship and joy. Where did I get that from? Where did I get infidelity from? That was drilled into my head from something, I swear. All right, I'm glad I've been corrected. As you wait in line to pay, you can't help but ask Vin more about Juno. Their meeting time's not up yet, right? Dr. Richard, can you tell me more about Juno? Not much. What I can tell you is that out of all my patients, Juno has the highest chance of recovery. If all goes well, she'll be able to start a new life. Do you feel tired dealing with patients suffering from severe mental disorders all the time? Vin has a dumbfounded look on his face. He's probably not expecting you to ask him something like that. No, I do not feel tired. The source of trauma to the mind can always be treated. See, there I go. I'm maybe it's not Christopher Walken. Maybe it's like William Shatner. Whenever I start reading along as the words are like unveiling themselves, no, I do not feel tired. The source of trauma to the mind can always be treated. It comes out like that. It's Shatner-esque. However, such cannot be said. Okay, I gotta wait for. I gotta give it a second. I don't know why I'm stumbling here. Such cannot be said the same for physical injuries. Sometimes I consider myself fortunate that I'm a psychiatrist, not a surgeon. I got it easy here. I'm trying to treat the brain. Then pauses for a moment just as he is about to continue speaking. His phone suddenly rings. I don't know. I would. What's harder to treat, the brain or the body, which the brain is also a part of, undeniably. Yeah. You watch as Vin answers his phone. His face suddenly pales. Yes, I understand. No need to wait for my signature. Head to the emergency department immediately. A sudden keyword shocks you. Emergency department. I will explain later. Zan, we need to go. Before you can react, Vin grabs your wrist and runs toward the research center. Okay, what's fucking happening here? All right. You can already guess that something devastating has happened upon hearing the words emergency department, but Dr. Richter, nameless assistant, approaches, panic, urgency written all over his face. What happened? He looks at Vin, who nods. It's okay for her to know. Not long after Zoe met with Juno, Juno jumped out the reception room window. No way. We transported Juno to the ED right after it happened, but things aren't looking good. There's no way. Foul play. The flowers in your hands fall to the ground, but you were too occupied to notice. And Zoe? She left after she saw that Juno was sent to the ED. She said that she has a rehearsal later tonight. What the fuck? How could she? Yeah, understood. Continue emergency treatment for her. Inform me of any updates. Zan, come with me. That's insane. The room is dark. Only the cold light from the computer monitor can be seen. Vin enters a command and pulls up the surveillance footage from the reception room. Exclamation points! Zoe, Oh my god, what the fuck? If you want to apologize, you can forget about it. I won't accept your apology. Why are you entering this competition? To walk all over me again? To steal my spotlight? No, I'm not. No, you were the one that destroyed my chance at fame back then. And now, I don't know what you did, but even my fans are siding with you upon hearing about your return. Stop, please, just stop. Are you acting up again? That's perfect. I'll record all of it and everyone will know you're a lunatic. I'll let everyone know that I'm better than you. Ugh. Juno, I will never, ever forgive you. After Zoe finishes the sentence, Juno runs towards the window and jumps out. Dr. Richter, so she did jump. Wow. Just as you were about to say something, someone knocks on the door. Come in. A nurse appears at the door. Dr. Richter, Juno is stable, but the nurse hesitates. It's probably bad news. It's okay. Go ahead. She suffered a cervical fracture and dislocation, so I fear she might become quadriplegic. Jesus. I see. Let me know as soon as she regains consciousness. All right. The nurse closes the door as she leaves. It might just be you, but the surveillance room suddenly feels extra quiet. The silence, along with what the nurse just said, put you in very low spirits. Juno, Dr. Richter, hi. You look down and tears begin to fill your eyes. Tears of Themis. As you ponder about what to say, you hear the sound of something falling to the ground. Vin's glasses. You look up and see Vin slowly slouching down. Dr. Richter! Here it comes, y'all. Here it comes. You hurry over to Vin and help him up. Vin stays at a half-kneeling position, looking up at you. The hair above his ear sweeps by your fingers. You instinctively try to catch it to prevent it from falling. Zan. He calls out your name. Without his glasses, Vin's golden irises are even more brilliant. They shine as if infused with rivulets of light. You know what? I never really paid all that much mind to Vin's eyes, I gotta say, until they started just endlessly calling attention to them in this story and in the birthday event. And like, yeah, no, they're hella gold. They're hella gold. Are those tears of Themis? The rivulets in his eyes have now taken on a physical form and run down his cheeks. That's a very clinical way of describing it. Subconsciously! You subconsciously wipe away his tears! We couldn't help ourselves, y'all. You can't take away the suffering reflected in his eyes. This is your first time seeing Vin like this. Don't feel bad, you didn't want this to happen either. It was an accident, we couldn't control it. Vin smiles after hearing what you said. No, you can't really call that a smile. It's merely a fabricated expression from forced muscle movements. There's no semblance of emotion behind it. It's more a form of self-mockery.
你说的没错，有些时候
You're right. Sometimes even I'm helpless.
我只能将向晚心理上的
I just
创
wanted to
伤
fill the emotional gap that Juno had suffered, but now
有一种残缺
this kind of trauma
是我无法拯救
is
的。
one I cannot do anything about. There's nothing I can do. I can't help her. Hurt, even fear is flowing uncontrollably out of those golden eyes. Oh, this... You never imagined Vin to have such a vulnerable side like this. So vulnerable that you don't even dare touch him. You're afraid that you'd hurt him with just a mere touch, that he would completely break down in front of you. I know. The words have become useless. You still want to do everything you can to give him warmth and comfort. You're Juno's attending physician and you've helped her. What happened today is not your fault. I'm sorry. I don't know what I should do. You don't need to do anything. Being here with me is enough. Vin puts his hands on your wrist. Even with the heater on in the surveillance room, his fingers and body feel extremely cold. He's a cold boy. You want me to stay here with you? Staying here with him quietly and waiting for his wounds to heal is the only thing you can do right now. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. While still half kneeling on the ground, Vin lets go of your hand and lowers his head to wipe off his tears. Of Themis. Did I scare you? His voice returns to normal. No, I understand how you feel. You must be feeling much worse than I do. Sorry, I was not myself. Vin raises his head and smiles apologetically at you. Your reflection is in his golden eyes, but you feel as if he's looking through... Golden eyes? 007? Why have I not made that joke yet? But you feel as if he's looking through you at something else. I did not stand firm by my principles, and I allowed Juno and Zoe to meet. If I had been able to put my foot down and refuse Juno's request, none of this would have happened. It didn't feel good hearing Vin say something so unlike his usual self. I study human behavior and psychology, but there are times when I misjudge their intentions. Like today. Dr. Richter. What act are we on? Is this the last act? Oh shit, we got a text. We got a crash. Have you decided when you'll come to my house? I'll make your favorite tea. Vin, we're in the middle of a serious situation right now. Let's do early morning. I'll get up early and come over. I want to see you as soon as possible. Or I'll come when you get up. It's your birthday. Oh, this is okay. So this is of course this is not related to the card story. This is from the birthday. I'll come when you get up. It's your birthday. Sleep in. You can come over after you wake up naturally too. When you're here, we can go to the supermarket to buy the ingredients for the cake and then grab lunch together. I have most of the ingredients, but I have yet to decide on the structure and shape. Let's get crazy with it. Let's go for your favorite style. My favorite. It sure looks like something you would suggest. I'll take your word for it then. By the way, you said you watched some video tutorials on flower decorations for cakes. How did it work out? It's hard to say without trying. Can't say I've mastered it since I haven't tried it out myself. Or not as good as your teaching. Let's say I haven't tried it myself. I'm sure you'll be able to make sense of it once you try it yourself. Sure. Okay, wait for me and my gift. Okay, I will wait for you. Vin is just... I can't help but read it in like a robotic voice sometimes. Okay, back to the false tears, y'all. in the home stretch. Did I finish my seltzy? Pretty much. You want to reach out to comfort Vin, but you're not sure if you should. As you hesitate, Vin begins to talk. Zan, can you come a little closer to me? You nod and move closer to Vin, not knowing why. He opens his arms and loosely wraps his arms around you. Here it comes. Here it comes. The sus look. Explain yourself, Dr. Richter.
抱歉，
Sorry.
请原谅我的无礼。
Please forgive my transgressions. His voice turns deep, as if it were a whimper from the deepest parts of him.
我只是情不自
I
禁
just
的
can't control my urges wanting to be closer to you.
靠近你，
Being close to you makes me feel
会
at
让我安
ease.
心。
The shock from suddenly being hugged is now non-existent and replaced by tenderness. It's all right. Everything will begin. It gets better. It gets better, Vin. You reach out your hand and slowly pat Vin's back, knowing he can recover from this quicker. His hug slowly begins to tighten. Your mind starts to wander as you feel his strength. You let out a long sigh. Just as you're about to say something, Vin raises his head. And the warm smile normally reflected in his golden eyes are now replaced. Wait. The warm smile are now replaced. Wee woo. By some other emotion. Dr. Richter. The expression on his face isn't sadness, nor is it comfort. What is this expression? It's a kind of overwhelming confidence, as if he held all the cards and had some kind of plan. Was it just an illusion? The expression only lasts a second. You aren't sure what it was. A chill runs down your back. Almost as if noticing your unease, he quickly puts on a smile.
我吓到你了吗？
Did I scare you?
我只是
I just don't want to hide myself in front of you. I only want to show. I only want you to see my own
我只想你
vulnerabilities.
不会讨厌我的。
This would not make you dislike me, would it? He begins laughing lightly before you could answer.
就让我放纵自己
Just let me
一次
have my way this once. Ooh, is that okay? All right, all right.
就这一小会儿。
Just for a little while. Vin hugs you once again. That expression on his face, maybe it was just nothing after all? All right, I'll stay with you. I'm right here. You relax and close your eyes while listening to his tender and pitiful words, letting your long hair tangle with his silvery strands. He's in your protection now. Vin returns to his normal, elegant self after the breakdown. He calmly arranges all the remaining procedures for Juno and walks you out the research center. You've been indoors and lost track of time. Only after stepping outside do you realize that it's already dark out. I'll send you home. You shake your head and refuse him. No, not today. Call me anytime if you still don't feel well. You stumble over the simple words, relatable. Sorry, I allowed you to see the frivolous side of me. Even I'm surprised. Okay, and may I also point out that he's once again subconsciously lowering his guard. With us, and only with us. Vin's voice deepens. The street is noisy, but his words flow straight, ringing clearly into your ears. You don't remember how you got home. All you remember is how lonely Vin looked as he stood on the sidewalk when you two parted ways. However, he never called, no matter how long you waited. I love this, like, futuristic, like, holographic display, like, in this kind of otherwise, like, you know, little bit old-fashioned domicile. Vin sits in front of the desk with his dictaphone. Get your dick off of that phone. The recording light on the dictaphone continues to blink, but Vin just stares at it and remains silent. Moments later, a slow and light sigh sounds across the quiet room. I should not have done this. Purposely showing her that side of me just for a moment's warmth, even exaggerating my pain and weakness. Wait a second. Yeah, here we... I even enjoyed it. Let myself relish in it and ask for more. I hope that she would feel sorry for me. But I really did not want to suppress my emotions with logic. It was the first time I've ever felt so conflicted, so confused. His voice grows softer and softer. My yearning for her is now an addiction, one that I can no longer live without. After the conversation with himself, Vin stands up and walks to the window. He closes his eyes and allows the night breeze to crash upon my body, slowly calming his emotions. Why was that so... I don't know why, the night breeze crashing upon his body just got me. Like, it's the night breeze you imagine to be sort of a gentle thing, not something that crashes, I guess, upon your body. Let us continue. But I cannot stand by and do nothing after what happened today. I must see this through. On to the last act. 15 days later. The violin competition is tomorrow. Here it comes. You look at the news feeds on your phone and feel disgusted. I wanted to go visit Juno, but she flat out refused. I wonder how Dr. Richter is doing. I haven't contacted him recently. Maybe I should check up on him. Just as you hesitate, your phone rings. It's Vin. Dr. Richter. Sorry for not having contacted you in the past half a month. So here's the thing. The violin competition is tomorrow, and I would like to invite you to come with me. I'm like, it is kind of a weird way to greet someone after, yeah, like you say, a half a month. But I have to think it's not for any, right, a half month? Like that, it's a while, but it's just like, damn, I mean, are we just chalking this up to them being busy professionals or something? Like, that would be weird to me, to someone you were like extremely close with, you know, platonically, romantically, like, I don't know. Why? I don't want to see Zoe perform. It was all because of her that Juno... You still get emotional when talking about the incident. Zan, trust me. Tomorrow, Zoe will be punished for what she did. We're gonna cover her ass in pig's blood. All right, I'll come with you. After confirming the meeting location with Vin, you hang up the phone. What's gonna happen? You and Vin meet up at the competition's venue. 15 days does sound shorter than half a month. It really does, yeah. But also, I think 2 weeks sounds shorter than 15 days. I mean, technically, I guess it is. The competition is about to begin. It's all relative. We should head to the auditorium. Okay, what about Zoe? Wait and see. What is going on? You were in no mood to appreciate the performance as you were still thinking about Zoe. Under the grace of music, time flies faster. Is Zoe not forgiving Juno worth punishment? Right. I know it is. Yeah, I don't know, Sencha. It is like kind of fucked up, but it is just like, wait, I know it is. It's like, is it our place to step in somehow? Unless there's more going on than we realize. Let's see. Finally, Zoe, the climax of the competition, takes the stage. Dear judges and audiences, I'd like to play a very special piece for you today. This is a piece I wrote in dedication to my good friend Juno, who is unable to play the violin ever again. I will finish the dream that she wasn't able to. I hope that she's able to hear this song. Zoe takes a deep bow. The audience is moved by the notion of true friendship. The entire venue is cheering her on. Dr. Richter, everything Zoe said, it's all... Before you get finished, Vin looks towards Zoe's direction and smiles in slight mockery. Don't worry, soon everyone here will know the truth. Is this real? Okay, what is about to happen? Like, we're about to have like a grand fucking unveiling. Vin nods and gestures for you to focus on Zoe's performance. Due to the speech prior to the performance, the venue is thundering with applause at the end of Zoe's song. Applause for the power of friendship! Suddenly, a team of police officers walks into the venue and heads straight for Zoe. The police? You look at Vin to see that he's calmly watching the chaos unfold on stage. Why is the police here? Wait, what do you want? Zoe knocks over the stage microphone and somehow it turns on. It begins to pick up what the police officers are saying. Let's listen. Intrigued. Someone provided evidence. You are suspected of the competition. Please come with us. The entire venue is in an uproar. Dr. Richter, is this the punishment you were talking about? Were you the one that provided the evidence? Yes. This is the best time and place to expose her deeds? Once the truth is revealed, the people that she fooled will be furious, and this rage will fuel the voices of disapproval against her. You look upon the chaotic stage and can't help but let out a long sigh. I wonder what Juno will think when she sees this on the news. We should head back now. Okay, all right, I need an explanation here. After returning home, you remain deep in thought for a long time. You decide to pay Juno a sneak visit. Even just having the nurse sneak in some flowers in your stead would be nice. As expected, Juno still refuses to see anyone. You hand the lilies to the nurse, hoping she could place them in Juno's room for you. I should head back. You keep your head down as you prepare to leave the research center. You walk straight into someone. Oh, I'm Dr. Richter. The person you bumped into is Vin. He looks at you wryly. Dr. Richter, didn't you say that you were busy today and wouldn't be coming to the research center? I finished early and decided to drop by. I did not expect to run into you here. Anyway, I have some good news that I want to share with you. Good news, everyone. What is it? Zoe's getting the death penalty. What? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just... He was just so weirdly, like, he was like, I don't know, just like weirdly taking pleasure in like her punishment, right? It's just like... it was sus, I gotta say. I met with the manager of a manufacturing company that specializes in products for people with disabilities such as exoskeletons for those with impaired mobility. He's willing to provide a free exoskeleton for Juno. With it, she can regain some of her mobility and independence. Let's fucking go. That's great news. To celebrate this happy matter, I would like to invite you to dinner with me. I hope that you will not decline. You can't find it in yourself to refuse. All you can do is give him a nod. Thank you, Zan. Why are you thanking me all of a sudden? It was your being by my side that gave me the strength to see this incident through. Everyone has a point in time where they get consumed by negative emotions, even me. It was only because you were with me that I was able to recover so quickly. Vin chuckles, realizing that you were at a loss for words. We should head out. It's a long drive. We can enjoy a short road trip. All right. And we get a little text to cap it off. Will you come listen to an orchestra performance with me? I'd be happy to. It's such a pleasure to be able to listen to it live. All right, y'all. False tears. What can I say? Obviously it did not unfold the way I thought. Huh. I was kind of thinking we would have more closure. It felt like it was disposed of like pretty quickly. So yeah, it's like the false tears was all just like, he made it out to seem more sus than it actually was when he was talking to himself and stuff. Cause it was kind of just him like, you know, how he puts on a facade, how he tends to like cover up his emotions. And he was ashamed of that. Moreover, he was ashamed of like kind of playing into it a little bit because he maybe was enjoying the consolation like that he was receiving from Rosa. A little bit too much. How are people supposed to grow to like Vin with this sort of story? It had a bit of a weird ending. It feels like he's a psychologist who in turn does not see a therapist. No, right, no, totally villain. Yeah. No, for sure. Which is probably a thing. I mean, it's kind of like how you hear about how doctors are terrible patients because they, they think they know best. So it's very hard for them to like listen to another doctor or something, or to have someone else take care of them. I think that's an excellent point. There were some missing pieces for sure. It did feel kind of rushed towards the end. The pacing felt a bit off, but yeah. No, right, Senja. It does kind of feel like, yeah, we are kind of biased towards Juno all throughout the story. It's true. Even though she did push Zoe out a window. Vin also enjoys listening to live performances. It feels more emotional. You become fully indulged in the music. Indulged? Sure, all right. Some people really do get deep into it. Is there a particular piece of music that you're fond of? The Ride of the Valkyries? That's Rosa's bedroom music. Farandole? I'm not familiar with this one. I'm gonna say I can't think of one in particular. I've heard quite a bit, but I can't name any off the top of my head. I like it all. I'm a big fan of music in general. That's fine. That is fine. I was just asking on a whim. There's no need to think too much about it. Oh yes, an internationally acclaimed band from Vienna will also be here to perform at the concert. There's like this character in Parks and Rec who's like a senator who like they make jokes about him being a robot because he responds to things in like oh it's gonna be a hot one out there on the streets and roads and stuff. I don't know. Vin gives those vibes like here and there. Like, I trust your taste. Things you like are never bad. Thank you for trusting me. I believe that this concert will not disappoint. But yeah, look at it, feels like a silly word to use because he's a physician, but he has a very clinical way of speaking. It does feel, I don't know, yeah, it does feel like we could have been a bit more sympathetic towards Zoe, especially towards the end, which just had this vibe of like Zoe's being taken down in like the most public way. It could have been handled better. I don't know if that was the right time to do it, but Vin sure thought so. Vin sitting there chuckling to himself, thinking, "We got this bitch." Like, I don't know. After his like emotional outburst, it felt very callous at the end. As callous as Juno's fingertips from playing the violin. Vin mentally tormented Zoe there. It left a bad taste, right? Yeah, I think that was the worst part of the whole thing. I didn't really take issue with Vin's, like, you know, what he was so self-conscious about his tears and his kind of like, oh, am I like taking advantage of like my emotional state or something? He was so you know, tender about that. But then when it comes to Zoe, it's like, take her away, boys, in front of everyone. Like, I don't know. And it's like, I guess, I don't know. Yeah, I guess you consider he's very close to Juno. That was an intense incident at the hospital for sure. But you like you were saying, Scalding, you could blame Vin for it. You could easily blame Vin for it. I would have probably been more like sympathetic, and I think it would have reflected more on Vin if he had been more conflicted about the whole thing about Zoe. Anyway, just some thoughts. Y'all, it's been a hell of a stream. My voice is catching up with me a bit. I'm gonna have to take it easy tonight. It was a lot of reading, some very exuberant reading. I had fun. I love the Themis streamus. Whenever we get a chance to do it, I'll look forward to the next one.